Lily found the invitation nestled amongst the mundane bills and advertisements on her doorstep. She had just returned from a long day at work, her mind preoccupied with the usual worries and tasks that filled her daily life. The sight of the elegant envelope, so out of place among the ordinary mail, immediately caught her attention. It was a crisp autumn evening, the air thick with the smell of wood smoke and fallen leaves. The golden hues of the setting sun cast a warm glow over the neighborhood, making everything look almost magical. The chill in the air hinted at the approaching winter, but for now, the world was wrapped in the cozy embrace of autumn. The envelope, a heavy parchment tied with a silken ribbon, bore no sender's address. It was unlike anything she had ever received before. The texture of the parchment felt luxurious under her fingers, and the ribbon was a deep, rich shade of burgundy that hinted at something special. Its elegant script, shimmering with gold dust, sent a shiver of excitement down Lily's spine. The handwriting was exquisite, each letter carefully crafted as if by a master calligrapher. It was clear that this was no ordinary invitation. The words simply read, "You are cordially invited to a masquerade ball at the stroke of midnight." The simplicity of the message contrasted with the opulence of the invitation, making it all the more intriguing. Who could have sent this, and why? Intrigued and slightly apprehensive, Lily felt an irresistible pull towards the unknown. Her mind raced with possibilities. Was this some kind of elaborate prank, or perhaps a secret admirer? The mystery only deepened her curiosity. The invitation was like nothing she had ever seen before. It seemed to promise an adventure, a break from the monotony of her everyday life. The thought of attending a masquerade ball, with its air of mystery and enchantment, was both thrilling and daunting. It spoke of a world beyond her everyday life, a world of mystery and enchantment, a world where anything was possible, where magic and reality intertwined. It was a world she had often dreamed of but never thought she would have the chance to experience. Lily had always been drawn to stories, to the magic hidden between the pages of her favorite books. As a child, she would spend hours lost in tales of far-off lands and fantastical adventures. Even as an adult, she found solace in the pages of a good book, where the mundane could be transformed into the extraordinary. Now it seemed, a story was unfolding at her doorstep. A real-life adventure that beckoned her to step out of her comfort zone and into the unknown. The invitation felt like the opening chapter of a new and exciting tale. She couldn't ignore its call. The allure of the masquerade ball was too strong to resist. It was as if the invitation had cast a spell on her, compelling her to follow its lead. With a deep breath, she set about preparing for the mysterious ball. She knew she had to look the part, to embrace the elegance and mystery that the invitation promised. But what to wear? Deciding what to wear to such an event felt both exciting and daunting. She wanted to make a good impression, to blend in with the other guests while still standing out in her own unique way. Her mind raced with possibilities, each more elaborate than the last. She rummaged through her closet, pushing aside everyday clothes until she stumbled upon a forgotten treasure. It was a dress she had almost forgotten about, hidden away behind the more practical items she wore on a daily basis. It was a deep blue dress, the color of twilight, which her grandmother had given her years ago. The fabric was soft and flowing, with a subtle shimmer that caught the light in the most enchanting way. It was a dress that seemed to hold its own secrets waiting to be revealed. It had been tucked away, waiting for the perfect occasion. And now, it seemed, that occasion had finally arrived. The dress felt like a link to her past, a connection to the stories her grandmother used to tell her about grand balls and elegant soirees. As Lily slipped into the dress, she felt a transformation taking place. It was as if the dress had been made for this very moment, fitting her perfectly and making her feel like a different person. It was as if the dress held a touch of magic, making her feel like the heroine of a fairy tale. She could almost hear the strains of a waltz playing in the background, the laughter and chatter of guests at a grand ball. The masquerade mask, a delicate silver filigree that shimmered like moonlight, completed her ensemble. It was a perfect match for the dress, adding an air of mystery and elegance. As she secured it over her eyes, a wave of anticipation washed over her. The mask felt cool against her skin, its intricate design making her feel both hidden and revealed at the same time. The clock chimed 11 times, each clang resonating in the stillness of her apartment. The sound was a reminder that the hour was approaching, that soon she would be stepping into a world of mystery and enchantment. Taking one last look at her reflection, Lily felt a surge of excitement. She hardly recognized the woman staring back at her, a vision of elegance and mystery. It was as if she had been transformed into a character from one of her beloved stories. She was ready to step into the unknown and embrace the mystery of the night. With a final deep breath, she turned and walked towards the door, her heart pounding with anticipation. The adventure was about to begin. A sleek black car awaited her, its driver a figure shrouded in shadows. As the car glided through the city streets, Lily felt a sense of unreality wash over her. The familiar sights of her neighborhood melted away, replaced by a landscape of towering trees and winding roads. She felt as though she were being transported to another world, a world hidden from ordinary view. The car finally came to a stop before a pair of imposing iron gates. Beyond them, a grand manor stood bathed in moonlight, its windows glowing like 1,000 golden eyes. The sight took Lily's breath away. The mansion was something out of a dream, its architecture a captivating blend of elegance and mystery. As the gates swung open, revealing a cobblestone driveway leading up to the house, Lily felt a thrill course through her. This night was already exceeding her wildest expectations. Stepping out of the car, Lily was greeted by the soft strains of music carried on the night air. The music drew her towards the entrance of the mansion, where she was met by a butler in formal attire. His eyes, twinkling with an almost knowing amusement, seemed to recognize something in her gaze. With a slight bow, he ushered her across the threshold and into a world of wonder. The grand ballroom shimmered under the glow of chandeliers that cast intricate patterns of light across the throng of elaborately dressed guests. Everywhere Lily looked, she saw masks of every shape and size, each one concealing a secret identity. There were harlequins and jesters, mythical creatures and historical figures, all mingling together in a dizzying spectacle of color and movement. The air hummed with a vibrant energy, a sense of excitement and anticipation that was contagious. Navigating through the crowd, Lily felt a strange mix of exhilaration and trepidation. The masks created an air of anonymity, freeing people to be bolder, more daring versions of themselves. Conversations, sparkling with wit and intrigue, swirled around her. Laughter, light and melodic, rose above the music, creating a symphony of sound that thrummed through Lily's very being. She found herself captivated by the spectacle, yet also slightly overwhelmed by the sheer energy of it all. Seeking a moment of respite, she moved towards a secluded balcony overlooking the ballroom. The cool night air was refreshing against her skin, offering a welcome contrast to the warmth of the crowded room. Below, the dancers moved with an effortless grace, their bodies swaying in perfect harmony with the music. Gazing at the scene, Lily couldn't help but feel a pang of longing, a desire to be a part of the magic unfolding before her. A voice, soft yet distinct, broke through her thoughts. "The night seems to be whispering secrets. Are you listening?" Lily turned to find the source of the voice, her gaze falling upon a tall figure standing in the shadows. He was dressed in a simple yet elegant black suit, his face hidden behind a mask of polished silver. The mask, though concealing his features, did little to hide the intelligence and warmth that radiated from him. "I believe it's whispering a different tale to each of us," Lily replied, her voice barely a murmur in the stillness of the night. She found herself drawn to the stranger's enigmatic aura, his words sparking a flicker of curiosity within her. "The question is," she continued, "are we willing to listen?" Lily surprised herself with her boldness, her usual shyness momentarily forgotten in the presence of this intriguing stranger. "A wise observation," he chuckled, a low rumble that sent a pleasant shiver down her spine. "Perhaps the true magic lies not in the whispers themselves, but in our willingness to interpret them." He stepped closer, his presence both comforting and exhilarating. "Do you believe in magic?" he asked, his voice barely audible above the distant strains of music. Lily hesitated, caught off guard by the unexpected question. "I think," she began, her gaze drawn to the swirling patterns of the dancers below, "that magic exists wherever we choose to see it." She met his gaze, a spark of connection igniting between them. "In the pages of a book, in the melody of a song, in the chance encounter with a stranger," she added, her voice gaining confidence with each word. "Beautifully spoken," he murmured, a hint of admiration in his tone. "It seems we share a similar perspective." He extended his hand towards her, an invitation clear in his gesture. "May I have this dance?" Lily found herself accepting his offer without hesitation, her hand fitting perfectly in his. As they stepped onto the dance floor, the world around them seemed to fade away, leaving only the music, the soft glow of the chandeliers, and the undeniable connection between them.